It's another day at the Battle of the Bluegrass Pulling Series. Battling lightweight limited superstock tractors. Battling two-wheel and four-wheel drive trucks. And, battling weather. Better hurry up.
What is pulling? It's the only motorsport measured in inches. Pulling involves tractors and trucks hitched to a special sled with a moving weight box. The goal is to haul the sled as far as possible before the shifting weight pulls it to a stop. The longest pull wins.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Farm Boy, Farm Girl Brand Summer Nationals presented by Moon Pie. Hello again, everyone. I'm Ted Jones, and this edition of the Battle of the Bluegrass Pulling Series features a previously unseen class. With more on that, here's Kathy Fisher.
Pulling 101. We see tractors, we see trucks. This one makes you think of a funny car. Look at the body, how it's lifted up in the air. This is a four-wheel drive truck, and you don't have to worry about weight. Remember, pulling, weight, it's your friend. And they want to have weight out front because if you start pulling the wheels up off the ground as you're going down the track, guess what is happening to your hitch height? It is going down. That's a disadvantage. So we've got the motor and everything moved up as far as we can. The guys have weight boxes on the front. They even put their batteries up there, their fuels up there, all about keeping weight on that nose and hopefully pulling it all the way to a full pull.
All right, Kathy Fisher, thank you very much. We'll start things out with the blue oval of Kevin Wilson. He calls it doggone. And why is it a blue oval? It's a Ford, Tom McConnell.
And in this super stock two-wheel drive truck class, it is a battle between Chevy and Ford. The last time on NBC Sports, the Chevys won it. What's going to happen in Owensboro? Kevin Wilson lays down an awesome run.
300.70 feet. Kathy Fisher is down there waiting on him.
Kevin, that 300 even. Hey, how was the track feeling?
It felt good. I think it'll get better. But there goes the man that does all the motor work. Philip, you buddy, I don't know, I'm going to run down and try to get my wife ready to go. She's next in line after this. Hope we can keep it. You don't know.
Well, we'll see what happens. Here comes cheating situation. This is James Harden.
Your 2012 House Lube champ. These guys have been pulling a long, long time. He and his father, the cheating situation, laying down an awesome run. He is a three-time winner here in Owensboro. Can he make it number 4? Not tonight, Ted.
Nope, a little short of the 300-foot mark right there. And up next will be Nancy Wilson, Kevin Wilson's wife. You've seen her before here on NBC Sports. She pulls with the truck called She's Country.
She won this event last year and the year before. You're defending House Lube champion. And the ladies love her, the only female driver in competition tonight. Listen to the RPMs. She's trying to beat her husband. She does it, Ted.
She takes the lead, 307.10 feet. Watch that weight box come down as you ride with it on the sled. Here's Kathy.
Man, you had that thing screaming. You guys know right where to set that RPM and get down through there. Beautiful pull.
Thank you. I got a good motor man, Oakley Motorsports. He's right here in Owensboro. But about 100 foot, I could feel it kick in. It was hooked. So let's hope it holds up.
Well, we'll find out. Here's a guy that hopes it doesn't hold up, the brass monkey of Eugene Broyles.
Eugene out of Somerset, Kentucky, smallest motor in the class. He's got his weight in the grill, no weight bracket. Screaming that little Chevy. Can he beat the 600 cubic inches of the Ford? No, boy, you can just hear that motor pulling down there at the end. Let's check it out on the House Lube instant replay. You can see the carburetor popping through the hood, the motor screaming, but listen to it at the end when the box hits him, Ted.
All that weight comes down on that hitch. Next up will be Joe Harden. He calls this the Moonshine Mini. It's a bow tie.
Well, usually Jim Harden does the driving. This is the other son, Joe. He's won in this truck before, but can he do it tonight? This is the last Chevy in the class. The Moonshine Mini on a good run, but Ted, Ford is going to take it. The question is, which Ford?
So close, 306 feet.
Oh, man, that was so close with Nancy. All it would have taken was just oomph. But how do you find that oomph sometimes?
Hey, you just do the best you can do, you know what I mean? She's a hard competitor to beat.
Here comes another Ford. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Steve Cobb, and he calls it Scrappy. Good-looking truck.
Oh, gorgeous. He is the last one in the class. Hasn't picked up a victory since last year when the Howes Lube Series was in Richmond, Kentucky. You see him jumping around in the cab trying to get the advantage. He's not gonna do it.
So as we go to break, we'll take a look at the final standings. Nancy Wilson on top with She's Country. Her husband Kevin came in third, right behind the Moonshine Mini of Joe Harden. This coverage of the Farm Boy, Farm Girl brand Summer Nationals presented by Moon Pie is brought to you by Howes Lube, professional grade performance since 1920. And by a Farm Boy brand, knee deep and loving it. And by Moon Pie, the original marshmallow sandwich. And by ARP, the world leader in fastener technology. We're coming to you from the Davis County Fairgrounds in Owensboro, Kentucky. Here comes Jonathan Payne. He calls it Major Payne. This is Pro Stock 4-wheel drive.
485 cubic inches, 1 4-barrel, RPMs exceeding 8 to 9,000. These things scream Jonathan Payne. He is the only Ford in the class, a former Howes Lube champion. He sets the mark to beat.
289.16 feet. We'll look at it again with our Howes Lube replay as we ride the weight box down, and he just kept on going. Here's Kathy Fisher.
First one out, and you're going to keep the pole.
Well, the only reason I kept it is because it's starting to rain, and if the rain comes and gets on that track, we're done for. So it looked like it turned good, so I kept the pole.
Yeah, if it gets wet, they can still pull a little bit, but it starts getting kind of slippery there, and you'll be barely getting by. Get it, Tom?
Oh, that's right. Nathan Llewellyn comes to us out of Ramsey, Indiana, the barely getting by Chevy. Look at that dirt he is throwing up, going down the track, spinning everywhere, looking for traction, and will come up about 3 feet behind the Ford of Jonathan Payne.
Well, let's see if the Bluegrass Shaker can do anything about that. Jeff Sproul at the wheel.
Oh, a little bounce there on the starting end, but it looks like it's leveled off finally, but that's going to cost him on the far end, Ted. I'd say it cost him 20 feet, and look, 277.22. Jeff Sproul not going to get the job done with that gorgeous Chevrolet, and you can see the raindrops starting to come down. If it gets too wet, they'll have to shut it down. This is Ben Wyatt. The rumor has it
No one has been able to go over 300 feet, so Jonathan Payne may be right. He kept the 289-foot pole. A lot of people would have turned it down. Ben Wyatt way short at 265 feet. We'll have another look at that pole right now with our Howes Lube replay as you ride on board with Ben Wyatt, bouncing up and down, going down the track, coming up way short where Kathy Fisher was waiting.
Ben, compared to some of the other folks I've seen go down the track, you didn't have quite the bounce going that they did, which is a good thing, and you were moving down through here, and of course now we've got the rain coming down.
Yeah, a lot of extra moisture on the track. I ran a taller gear, trying to get some more ground speed. Got to the end of the track. Pretty good track. It looks like it's coming down pretty heavy, though.
But that doesn't stop pullers, folks. Here comes extremely insane Jim Corey. It looks like the rain has let up, but the track is wet.
The track is wet. That's definitely going to affect Jim Corey's run. He's the last one in the class. Gorgeous machine, but pulls are not won by how good you look. It's how far you pull it. The rain's coming down. 277 doesn't get it done. Jonathan Payne is your winner. The only Ford in the class goes to the winner's circle.
In addition to being the title right sponsor for our event today, hey, Farm Boy, Farm Girl, they have a display set up here. William, what is this brand all about?
It's a lifestyle. It's the farm lifestyle. Most of these guys work from 5 to 6 on the farm every day, and then on the weekend this is their release, and we're their lifestyle. We cover all facets of business, both farm boy, farm girl. We do kids, youth, baby, and we also cover the pets.
Yeah, I noticed that. I mean, it's like there's bulls and all kinds of stuff, but I mean, some really cool looking stuff here that when you get done for the day, you can dress up in your farm boy, farm girl.
Absolutely. We work hard on design. We try to keep it very traditional to the brand, but we got to make it fun and a little edgy as well, because most of these guys live on the edge.
When you come out here to an event like this, do you get a lot of extra ideas?
We do. We get a lot of ideas from the trucks themselves, from the drivers. I'm amazed at a lot of the sayings that we do on the shirts come from the drivers.
You're watching the Battle of the Bluegrass Pulling Series from the Daviess County Fairgrounds in Owensboro, Kentucky. And hey, there's our queen of the fair right there and her court.
A lot of pulling action is heating up, particularly in the light limited superstock class. In the light limited class, it has been a battle royal for years between the alcohol and diesels, with the alcohols almost always on top. Well, things are changing, and they are changing fast on the Howes Lube Battle of the Bluegrass Series. Just last week, Lawrence Phillips picked up his first Howes Lube victory with a diesel. Man, are the diesels catching up with those spark plug guys?
Yes, they are. There's been 3 or 4 diesels. They're getting their stuff together and laying down a few good passes. You got Alan Moore, you got Tim Hammonds. They've really stepped up. There's a lot of good alcohol tractors as well, and just seems like you got to have your game together when you come to a pull with the light limited supers.
Well, speaking of the game together, this guy was the winner in Brandenburg last week. Let's go to the track right now and see how Lawrence does here at the Summer Nationals.
All right, thank you very much, Tom McConnell. Light limited superstock is the class. Larry Anderson will be our first puller. He calls it the Grease Monkey. It's an international harvester.
460 International, classic alcohol style, up in the air. That's what you expect here in Owensboro. He is a former 2-wheel drive truck puller, still has his truck, but concentrates now on the tractor. 311.89. Ted, he turns that run down. I guess he didn't like all that rocking and rolling at the beginning.
Oh, I can't believe it. Itty Bitty Binder will come up next, but it's a farm-all. I can't believe he went 311 feet, turned it down. Let's see if that works out.
Well, let's see what happens. The world's most powerful farm-all. It's a 4-cylinder. He breaks tonight. I hate to see that. 3-time winner on the Howes Lube Series, but not tonight. Here comes our 5-time Howes Lube points champion. Jerry Sipes, Ekron, Kentucky, lifts it up high in the air. He is on a killer run, Ted.
And he takes over the lead at 314.95 feet. So Anderson knew what he was doing, turning down the 311. Look at that launch one more time with our Howes Lube replay. Kathy Fisher's there waiting at the top end.
Jerry, you kind of took the scenic route to get there, but hey, you got the job done. New leader.
Yeah, I was pretty satisfied with the run. I hope it holds up, though. An early hook may not be real good.
Yeah, we're kind of watching the skies here, too.
Yeah, I think rain will hold off.
It stopped raining. It may start again. Lawrence Phillips hopes it'll hold off till he gets done with his international harvester, trying to beat 314 feet.
Trying to go for 2 back-to-back wins with his diesel. Phillips on a good run. He's got it dialed in. Balance just perfect, but right there at the end, Ted, something goes awry. He shuts down early.
Yeah, something was wrong as that weight came down on the hitch. So Brad Powell with the cut loose will try and beat 314 feet.
Now I expect him to launch hard and go straight if he's got it right. All right, he's launching hard now. Can he keep it straight down the track? Oh no, Ted, just starting to wobble up and down a little bit. getting a little high there at the end. Every time he does it, it cost him distance. A good run, but he's going to come up short. Let's check it out, the replay. Watch the front wheels. Barely hit the ground, but then it starts the rocking, and every time he does that, he loses drawbar height. It cost him distance at the far end.
Did you think you had more for Jerry than that?
Well, maybe if we would have hit our weight a little better, we might have. Always next time.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the white mare of Adam Spiegelberg. What a beautiful paint job on this tractor.
Well, these guys made the long drive down from Wisconsin to be here. They are some of the top pullers you're going to find in the Badger State. They're here to battle it against the Bluegrass boys. Can the white mare do it? He's beat them all before. But tonight, nope. Right now, it's still all Jerry Sipes.
And Jerry Sipes on top as we go to the light limited superstock leaderboard. Brad Powell in second place. We'll take a break. When we return, we'll finish the class up. You're watching the Battle of the Bluegrass Pulling Series. The Farm Boy, Farm Girl brand Summer National presented by Moon Pie is being brought to you by Hal's Lube, professional grade performance since 1920. And by Farm Boy brand, knee deep and loving it. And by Bubba Burger, you'll never bite a burger better than a Bubba. And by ARP, the world leader in fastener technology. We're coming to you from the Owensboro, Kentucky Davies County Fairgrounds. Let's check in now with Kathy Fisher.
Pulling is a family sport, just like you see behind us with a family-driven tractor of Jerry Sipes, who is a 5-time champion. You know, to become a champion, you got to be using the right products. And you come from a family that has been involved for a very long time, Rob, with Hal's Lubricants. And what, since 1920?
Since 1920. We're a 5th-generation family-owned business now. My great-great-grandfather was the original product creator, we'll say.
Well, and seeing so many of the families out here doing this together, I mean, what a great thing to be working together.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we're very family-oriented ourselves. We have 4 family members working at the company currently. To have a sport that's so family-driven and to have all of these people out here and be so close together, you know, it's really great to be a part of, because our company and our motto is family-oriented as well, so.
Absolutely. You mentioned the family-driven stuff, and just like with Jerry, who's been doing this for so many years and using the Hal's products, and now his sons are stepping in and doing it. That's what this sport's about. It's about fun, doing it together as a family, and, well, you say we check out more of it right now.
All right, Kathy Fisher, we continue on right now with the light limited super stock class. This is Scott Thomas. Right there, you see all the safety gear that they have to wear. He calls this till the money runs out.
Well, I'll tell you what, he might have enough money to do it tonight, Ted. That cock shut is flying. You can see his foot just barely hitting the brake to control it. He's got to beat 314. Ted, look at our new leader.
315.38. We've got to look at that again. Wheels high in the air with our Hal's Lube replay. Let's go to Kathy Fisher.
They just don't like it when you pull up with this tractor. Nobody else is out here running them, but I'm telling you what, man, that was a great pull.
Thank you very much. She come up a little bit front end, but she carried it nice, a little bit of right brake, and sailed her down through there.
I was a little concerned if she was going to stay in the lines for you.
Yeah, it definitely went left, but we knew that was going to go left. Everybody was going left, so I was ready for it. So I had a little right brake for her and just had to ride her out easy, and she just sailed.
And you did all that and took the scenic route and still pulled it off. Congratulations.
Well, thank you very much. Hope it holds up.
315 feet, that's a pretty good pull. Lindsey Moore with Old Rags thinks maybe, can do a little better than that.
Strong running Diesel here. Can he do it? He's laying down a real straight run. Usually that tractor goes zonkers out on the track, but it didn't get far enough. Surprise there.
No, that weight box came down on that rear hitch, and I mean, it was over. Jordan Spiegelberg will try it with the whiskey throttle. There's got to be a real story behind that.
Well, the story is whiskey bottle. What's in whiskey? Alcohol. What kind of fuels this Alice Chandler running out of Wisconsin? You got it, alcohol.
289 feet will not get it done. We got to look at that again from another angle. Oh, yeah, he was all over the track, Tom McConnell. Kathy Fisher is there on top end.
Did they stop you because you were headed toward the line?
No, I stopped. I let off the throttle. I didn't want to go out of bounds.
Up next will be Adam Silverthorne. He calls it the Smokin' Farmall. There you can see him getting in his shoulder horn.
Yeah, and Ted, you can also see something the drivers don't like. Rain. It's starting to come down. The officials are talking about shutting down the pole early, and you can start to see the guys are struggling with the rain. The distances starting to back off a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Adam Silverthorne way off the mark there with the Smokin' Farmall.
Only 270 feet. Here comes a John Deere, the Kentucky sled hunter with that 40-40 Deere. He'll see what he can do. But see, when it gets wet out there, things start getting a little slick.
It gets slick. You can't get the maximum traction. He was your winner here last night. I'll tell you what, when he picked up the Housley winner check, this young man was in tears. Can he do it tonight? The weather's not going to cooperate. The tractor's running fine, but the raindrops definitely costing him on the far end.
Scott Thomas looking good. He's our leader at 315 feet. Here comes our last puller. Ladies and gentlemen, meet Kenny Powell. He calls it out for revenge. Boy, the rain's getting heavy now, Tom.
Yeah, definitely the last puller because the officials are not going to let him run. Things can also, Ted, get dangerous. That pan could start to slide. He's making a good run considering the weather factor there. Gonna come up short, but a very good run for Kenny Powell. 4 more tractors to run, but 2/3 of the class makes it an official class. So Scott Thomas is your winner.
We got some special awards.
The Rip It Energy Fuel Hot Run of the Day, Nancy Wilson beating all the boys, sending them to the trailer. The Bubba Burger Best Engineered, the Cockshut. One-of-a-kind tractor winning the light limited super stock class. And we said earlier he was gorgeous. The Farm Boy, Farm Girl best appearing, Jim Corey. Look at that, extremely insane.
That'll be a wrap for this edition, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Ted Jones. For Tom McConnell and Kathy Fisher, so long, everyone.